Hi, this is Marie. Welcome back to 50 plus home and gardening. We're gonna do something fun today, and as you can see, it's cold outside. So my wardrobe #1 principle is gonna be get something on, not short sleeve. So let's do that first. This is not a day for matchy match, so whatever is warm is what we're gonna wear. First thing we're gonna do is look at the weather. That's principle 7. Let's go see what that looks like today. All right, so we have our first today. It's 33 at night, but tomorrow night is 28 degrees. And you can see it's 31, 26 at night, 23. Wow. Okay, that's really, really cold. So for this week, I'm gonna shut down the whole water system outside. All right, so we're gonna go outside the door and oh my goodness, the first thing I see, I need to take care of that. So first thing I'm going to do is try some bleach on that. All right, save that for later. We're getting off track. Okay, we're outside and we're going to see what we can do with turning off all the water, the drip system, and make sure it's all secure for winter. All right, first thing I want to do is come inside the basement. That's where you turn off all the water for outside. So you'll want to get your mise en place together. All I need is some keys and a few pliers and things like that. So let's try to get that done. Okay, side note. See that? Okay, right. This week is not going to be good to leave that. I actually, since it's cement, it'll probably crack. I'm just going to turn it over. Oh, poor birds, you're gonna have to figure it out. All right, we're going down in the basement. Scary, scary place for me. All right, not too bad. All right. So this is the water pipe that goes outside. And the basement is actually quite nice in here. I don't know, feels like, I don't know, I'm not really got cold. This is the valve that shuts off everything outside. It's already turned off because I had it off earlier, but now I'm gonna leave that off. It normally is facing up. All I have to do is push this down from up, but if I turn it up, all the water will come back out again. So I've already had it off, so I'm gonna leave it shut off. That's all you have to do, that's the first step. Okay, second step. Going down the hill. And this is my little garden shed, which is quite convenient. It's underneath our front porch. Oh my goodness, look at this. What a beast. Look at this little place. Okay, I don't exactly know how to fix this. This is my husband's deal. What a wonderful thing it was. This is the only thing that comes right directly from the house. The place that we had in the basement comes right out here. I can leave this on, actually open, because I've already turned it off from the inside. All right, Jeff's here to help us to figure out how this whole thing worked out and how he put it together. It's kind of quite cool.
So when we bought this house, there was one faucet outside. Well, who can have a house for a gardener with only one faucet? So I built this little rig here, which you can see, and basically all the pieces and parts are available at any hardware store, Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. And it's just hose spigots connected to T's, connected to little pipes, and they just run along here. It's freestanding. It's not a part of the house. It's just hanging on the house. And if you look down at this first one, you can see that the hose comes out of the house. This is our one spigot and goes through this piece of heater hose into one of the valves, and then it just goes down to 10 more little valves, hose spigots. This way we can have 10 zones, or I could extend this out to 20 or 30. Every drip system zone has its own spigot. For example, this one just goes up to some pots that are upstairs, and here's the timer, here's the spigot, and here's the drip hose that goes to those pots upstairs. It goes up and over, you can't see it from here. Some of the zones, there's a garden hose that goes out to a certain place where it then converts to drip pipe. And on some of the zones, we have a timer. These timers are not expensive. They're available at Home Depot or Lowe's.
I think we got them for like $40.
They're even less than that. Maybe $29. You can get them online. They're very easy to use. They're not complicated. And with these timers, you can set when you want that zone to come on and drip. You can set how long you want it to be on, at what time of day, however many sorted days, like every 3 days, every 5 days. It's not complicated at all. They come with instructions written in broken Chinese, but even with that, you can figure it out. So we built this thing, and it probably costs about $100 total for each of the spigots, all the pipes and the pieces. But once you get it, I have as many garden hose spigots right here as I want, and we have 10 of them in this particular batch. And that's how we run all our drip system zones. We'll make another video at some point about drip systems. They're very simple. And I tell you, if you want to have plants and flowers that flourish, but you don't necessarily want to go out every single day and carry a bucket of water like little Bo Peep and water all your flowers, you want drip systems. They're not expensive. They're not too complicated once you figure it out. All the stuff is available online, all the parts and pieces, and they all kind of fit together in a standard sort of way. And again, we'll make a video about how to do that stuff at some point. So right now I'm going to dismantle this system for winter. All the water pressure's been shut off. These are just empty pipes, empty hoses, and so I'm going to take it apart. So I need basically one tool because I put all this stuff on with Gorilla Grip, so you got to have a tool to get it all off, and here's my tool. You can get one of these, again, at any hardware store. It's called a slip joint pliers or slip pliers or adjustable pliers or something like that. And with this, I can get a hold of garden hose fittings very easy. It's got a nice rubber handle, won't hurt your hands or nothing. So take a look down here. Garden hose is on so tight that it won't leak. So I'm just going to grab that puppy, give it a quick turn off, and then what comes off is the garden hose. And I want to just, for now, I'm just going to leave this here on the ground. And any water that's in that hose will drain out. There it goes. So I'm going to do that to all of our hose systems because we don't need any hose systems in place during the freezing nights of winter. Okay. Even up here, I got a couple. And again, you don't necessarily have to have this fancy tool. I do because I put them on with the tool, which means they're all so hard to put on or take off. Okay. Because I don't want any of these freezing. If you leave garden hoses pressurized or full of water during a freezing night, there's a good chance that the hose may freeze and it will ruin the hose. Not the whole hose, but it'll certainly ruin this piece at the end, or you may get a bubble, you know, a big blowout bubble, and then you have to cut it and patch it and do all that kind of stuff. So in the winter, once you've gotten to freezes at night, you want to take your water system apart. Now my fingers are freezing, and so I'm dying here, but this is what you do one time in the winter. In the spring, you'll put it all back together and it'll be all joy. Now the timers are pretty straightforward. The hose, garden hose that goes out to the zone, hooks into the bottom, and the top hooks into your spigot, which you leave on. In the summer, you leave this on, open, all the time. The water pressure goes all the way up to here. And this little timer is like a valve. When it's time for the water to come on, and then the water flows right through to the hose. When the time is up, it just shuts off. Runs on a battery. You can replace it once a year. No big deal. So I've taken off all the timers and all the hoses from our row of spigots here. I'm going to leave every one of these spigots turned on. That means open all through the winter, because any residual water that's in there will freeze and expand. So I want plenty of places for that pressure to come out, that water, expanding water to come out. So just leave it on. It's inert. It's not going to do anything right now. So what I'm going to do now, take a quick glance down here. You see all of our garden hoses are open and they're just laying there. As long as they're open for the winter, that's cool. We can just leave those garden hoses laying there. Any water that's inside the hose will expand, won't hurt anything because they are open on both ends. So right now we're going to walk around and get all the sprayers from the other ends of the hoses, just the handheld sprayers, and then we'll be done with this project.
All right, so everything is in, actually it's in the shop, safe and sound. It's actually nice and warm in here, so I don't really exactly know where I'm gonna put it, but probably back in my garden shed. Yep, I can find room in there. So I'll clean this out, store them in there, bada bing. I'm just gonna let them, they still have some water in them, so I'll let them dry first. Okay, bleach is most dangerous. Oh my goodness. Bleach is most dangerous because if you get it one drop on anything, dooms. You don't get to wear that anymore. Doom, doom, doom. So if you're gonna use bleach, be careful. I've got one more job to do outside. It's that cistern. I'm gonna try to get a hold of that and try to see if I can get all that mold off of it. Ugh, it looks awful. Let me see if I can do it with the bleach. If not, I may have to scrub. I'm gonna be distracted for just a minute, but look at this. I have to get rid of this. We got a little over 4 inches of water Tuesday, so that was, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago. And oh my goodness, but I don't want to leave this out because it's glass. So let's just pour it. All right, save the glass. So just put it in here, just put it away, boom. Dun dun dun. Okay, now it's this project. Let's see what we can do. All right, here we go. Now, of course, I don't want it to splash on me. So I'm staying far, far, and I don't want it on those plastic, those terracotta pots are all plastic, and I don't know if that will do well. Let's see, boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm saturating it really well. Try not to touch those pots. You really can't see the top, so I'm basically doing the bottom part. Well, let's see if I get spots. See if I get spots on that shell. That'll be interesting. If I do, I'm gonna have to do the whole thing. Okay. All right, let's see how it works. Okay, and now we're gonna do some inside things. It is the day after Thanksgiving, and I usually go ahead and take down all the fall stuff. And so it's a little bit like, what's that game? I Spy. It's like I Spy, and you're always trying to find everything from fall. And it's not as much as Christmas, but I have a lot of things. So I gotta go search through every room. I'm gonna go room to room, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to put it all on the table so I can make sure I can look through and see what I have and see what I want to get rid of. Every year I say I want to downsize even my things that I put out. So I'm going to look at a few things. If it didn't work out for me, I'm going to get rid of it. So let's go for it. Okay, while my husband's eating, he's got his coffee. I'm brewing up some tea, ready for this gathering of fall things, and so excited. I'm not really hungry because my husband took me out for breakfast this morning. So nice. So I had eggs and steak. So that's gonna last me for a while. And anyways, so now it's time for the hunt. One more distraction. Tea. Gotta have tea, gotta have something pretty to drink while you're doing what you may consider chores, but make it a good thing. It's not a chore if you're having fun, and this is fun. Look at that. Ooh, it smells so good. One of them is a holiday tea, and then I always mix this Darjeeling, and I think he put Lady Grey. Did you put Lady Grey in here? Okay, forget the Lady Grey. Just Darjeeling, and one of my fall teas. Really, really pretty. Isn't this pretty? Okay, so 5 minutes, it'll be done. Okay, 1 drop of cream, boop, that's it. And now the tea. Pour out. I like mine really, really mellow. And now, look at this. This is beautiful. Now we're ready for our hunt. And now we're ready for our fall hunt. Oops, okay, and I just realized distraction. Look at that. Don't they look like geese flying? So pretty. Not a pretty color. And then look, this one hasn't bloomed in 3 years. What is that? Isn't that awesome? Okay, I'm being distracted, I know, but there's pretty things to do. I do go around and look at plants. One more distraction. Oh my goodness, isn't that pretty? That maple is still red and everything is gone. My whole area, there's no leaves left except for my maples. Isn't that pretty? He's still red, still going. He actually looks brighter in real life than I can get on this because there's a screen and everything, but really pretty. Look at that. That's what I gathered all over the house. This is your first chance to downsize. Take your whole fall collection and see what worked, what you can give away, what you can thrift shop, what you don't want anymore. Or that you were using, oh, look at, see these shower rings? These were good to hold these guys up. They didn't stand very well. So I put the shower curtains, so they're a keeper because I kept it upright any position I wanted it. So if I wanted like that, it would just stand up. So that they're like little stand holders. Convenient for little round things. Even a pumpkin that's sort of weird, it worked. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I kind of looked through this. Isn't that a pretty ball? Anyways, my mom makes these toll painted things. Isn't that pretty? Love these birds. She made this little kitty. I think there's a white one right there. So cute. Anyways, I kind of looked through all the things that I have, evaluate what can I get rid of. And I also gathered up all my plants and, well, a clock that actually doesn't go in this season. So I'm going to put Christmas up next, so I have to find a place for everything. So, try and take away 3 things, even if it's small, and just thrift shop them or give them away. Here's my tray of they just didn't work out, or I just didn't like them, or they'd had it. So some of them will just go in the trash, some will go to the thrift shop. I can just bag them up, and some of the things like these lights, I'll take the batteries out, and you can just take them to the thrift shop. Believe me, if you put it in a pack, like I may put everything in this little basket. I actually like that, but I don't really want to store it. So since I don't want to store it, it's gone. So I'll probably just put a bunch of fall stuff in there, let somebody who goes, I love the thrift shop, so you can always find goodies, but maybe just put this whole thing in that little basket, bada bing, they have like a little fall show, maybe they can do something with it. And then what I wanted to show you is this is just above the TV. Here's what I do. All 4 of these drawers is seasonal things. So that's all my summer and blue things. This is Valentine stuff. This is a bunch of spring stuff, as well as that has some extra pots and spring things. And so here's my rule of thumb. If you don't have a place for them, don't store it down in the basement. It's just going to be trouble for you later to have somebody to bring it up. Try to go minimal right now. Get 1 drawer and say, here's my seasonal things. And if I can't fit it in there, boom, gone. It just makes it easier. I know it's tough, and it'll be tough in the beginning. It took me a long time to get into this house, 900 square foot house, from a 2,100 square foot house. That is a big, big deal. It was a lot of furniture. It was a lot of pretty things. It was even stuff that was handmade for me. You just have to make a choice. You have to keep something from that person that you love the most and thrift shop the rest and let someone else enjoy it. Because if you store everything, you know that, well, ask your kids if they want it and tell them to come and get it, or it'll be thrift shop. They may either be there or they may just say, I don't want it. So this is the time to get rid of them. So anyways, that's your first part of downsizing. I've dusted everything down. Before I put everything away, I'm just going to lightly paper towel dust all the pumpkins and everything in this place. I may just kind of top dust the plants that I found around that I'm going to repurpose in the Christmas design. I'll take out the containers, like this boo container. And that's another thing you want to evaluate. Did you enjoy that? That came with a Trader Joe's plant, and I do like that, so I'm going to keep that from house to house. And let me show you this. And also, where am I going to store this? Now, because the fall stuff is a lot more grander than those seasons, let me show you where I put them. that you gotta have a place for them. Like, who goes above those tall cabinets? Have nothing in them. So that is the bag for all the fall stuff. And that is the other bag for all the fall stuff. Whatever I can't fit is gone. And so I try to keep it minimal. So I just have a couple, this is larger, so this is a lot more space for fall stuff because I have a lot more fall. And then for the spring and the summer, I don't have as much to switch off. And the other thing is storage for plates. So I have seasonal plates. As you can see, I just put all my fall plates away so I have plenty of room, because look how tall this is. Bing. You can go all the way up to here. So there's a lot of room. That is a spring plate set. And there's Valentine's, summer, and spring. And I'll be getting my Christmas plates out. So as long as you have a spot. Those are a bunch of vases. So I can actually take those Boo flower vases or plant vases, and I can switch them up with either the white one or whatever will match Christmas. So like I said, see how much room? There's still quite a bit of room in here, and this is all that goes in this cabinet. So try to have a few empty places that you don't have to take all your Christmas stuff out, then put the fall stuff in that, because that is such a pain to switch. So have a designated spot for fall, spring, summer, whatever maybe if you don't decorate in all seasons, maybe you don't need all that. But make sure every plate set has, if you have a hutch, make sure that, it's full to the top, and something that you can get. If you don't use it anymore, my rule of thumb is, okay, maybe this is too scary for most of us, but if I don't use it within a year, I thrift shop it. If that's scary to you, if you don't use it in 2 years, you didn't take it out of the box, you didn't use it for Christmas, you didn't use it for fall, you didn't use it for any other season, well, my thing is, let's put it in a box. If you don't touch it, thrift shop the whole thing, don't look again. So that's the first part of downsizing. If you haven't downsized to a smaller house, that's the first thing that I did, is I got rid of spring, fall, summer, that kind of stuff. First thing, whenever there was a season, you can take either half of it, or you can just take the things that you just put it out because it was there, but it wasn't really pretty anymore and you didn't really enjoy it. Well, we got a lot of things done today. Thank you for joining us today. It's a long process. Don't get stressed about it, about downsizing or getting rid of things. Maybe just put it in a box, keep it for a year, give it to a family member, someone else who would enjoy it, and then get rid of it then. Until next time, remember, keep moving, keep gardening, and stay creative. I'll see you next time.